Alright guys, HMK once again bringing to you a big Zelda video. It's a big Zelda discussion video about Zelda Wii U coming out in 2015, hopefully, and the year 2015 in Zelda, including Majora's Mask, other secrets, amiibos, whatever, all things Zelda. And I'm joined here with 3 other huge Zelda stars here. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, I'm ZeldaMaster.
Hey, I'm SuperZeldaGirl.
Hey, and I'm Macintyre Productions.
Alright guys, and once again, I am HMK, and we're just gonna get down and dirty. It's gonna be a very cool, very casual, free-form discussion on all things Zelda. So if you're a huge Zelda nut, then this is the video for you. Now guys, first and foremost, I gotta get this out of the way. Majora's Mask 3D. How about that reveal from left field? What do you guys think about that?
I did not see that coming at all, especially
Actually,
at the
I
beginning
saw
of the
that.
direct.
Really? I saw it coming from a mile away. It was obvious
Same
they were going
here.
to announce it. It's just when they were going to announce it.
I knew they were going to announce it, but I had no idea when, and I had no idea it would be at the beginning of the direct.
Right? They came full force with that Nintendo Direct. As soon as I saw this, I'm like, wait, what is this? A 3DS game? Majora's Mask, no!
When I saw the Nintendo logo and I hear the freaking drums from the sword training hall, I'm like, are you kidding me? I wasn't ready. Like, give me a second.
Man, I was
As soon as I
yelling.
heard that music, I started freaking out. It was just...
Man, I was so... I was so... My wallet! Oh my god!
I mean, are we okay for people in the U.S.? We're not getting the crazy bundle with the booklet and all of that. Like, are we even getting that? I don't think we are. I think it's only for people in Europe.
So far, it's only been confirmed that the people in the UK are gonna get that bundle. Nintendo hasn't
and I
really.
already pre-ordered it.
Really?
You're
Oh
lucky.
my god!
Dude, I don't care. I'll import it from there because I want that so bad. I'll buy the
I know
game
a lot
twice.
of
But dude,
people are gonna import
do
it.
you have a PAL 3DS? You're not gonna be able to play it.
No, I'll buy the game twice. I don't care.
I know a
It's
lot
worth
of
it.
people
Zelda.
that they're gonna
Right.
import it.
What
Now.
I personally found more, I guess, interesting about the reveal of the game is that supposedly the game was already in development for about 3 years, which, according all the way back to 2011, I believe. And so, what other people have been speculating is that the original Majora's Mask was created in actually 1 year, and it was supposed to be something else called Year of Zelda or Zelda Gaiden. And some people are speculating whether or not the game will actually have new features that were originally supposed to be a part of, I guess, Gianuma's original vision for Majora's Mask. Personally, what I'm betting on is probably some sort of a second quest and probably that bus challenge mode like in Ocarina of Time 3D. And that's what I'm probably banking on as of the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna segue into that. So, what do you guys think for like extra features when it comes to Majora's Mask 3D? Like you said, I want to have a Majora's Mask Master Quest, which sounds crazy because Ocarina of Time Master Quest was just fucking evil. And if we're gonna have a Master Quest in Majora's Mask, I don't know what I'll do. But
okay, Majora's Mask is hard to begin. Well, okay, it's not necessarily hard, but it's a lot more difficult than like Ocarina of Time's normal temples.
Right.
So there was supposed to be a Master Quest. That's what made it, even more difficult. But if Majora's Mask is already difficult to begin with, I don't think a Master Quest would be a good idea. I would like him to add more to the game. But one thing I noticed is that they said they're also going to make it easier for newcomers. And if that's the case, I really hope they don't change with the whole saving feature where you can only save in the owl statue or one time. If they make it where you can save at any time, anywhere, I think that will literally ruin the game entirely. Because what was awesome about it is when you're doing a quest, and like let's say like the Anju quest, and you fail something, you have to rewind time and do the whole thing again, and I like that. It made it challenging. You have to be precise with everything. If you can easily save and quit and restart, that would be really stupid. I don't know. I really hope they don't dumb it down to that point.
Yeah, because a lot of people has been bringing that up about the save features. Like, I wonder if they're gonna be changing that save feature. And I agree with you. I don't want them to touch the save feature at all because, like you said, the game made you step on your toes. Because
exactly.
Yeah, it was like, yo, if you mess up, you mess up. You gotta start this over. And I'm like, okay,
that's
I
what really
that.
made the game difficult. Yeah, that's what I loved about the game.
That sense of stress that you need to get this done.
Yep.
And you need to get it done fast.
And you need to get it done right.
Yep.
The first time. But if they're not gonna have a Master Quest, then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bank on a hero mode. Because, we've seen, like, every Zelda game having hero mode.
Hero mode would be nice. Hero mode would be really cool. I would like to see that in the game. And, like, I don't know, they could add more masks. They could do something else. Maybe make a Fierce Deity, like, playable outside of freaking boss battles. Like, Because I freaking love that mask. That would be awesome.
That would be cool, but I mean, like, Fierce Deity, he's too broken, man.
Okay, he's broken. Then they can nerf him. He doesn't have to be.
No. I don't want him to be nerfed either, man. Just leave him alone.
True.
He's cool. He's cool. Leave him alone.
I wouldn't mind seeing a extra small dungeon, a couple, like, just to add an extra little bit round or something. I wouldn't mind seeing
or like
that.
add a 4th day. Like you can see after what Anju and what's
Cafe.
Cafe.
Cafe get married, and then you see what happens after that day. That would be amazing. Like after you beat the game, to like explore throughout that whole day and see what everything happens.
dawn of the
see
new
what
day.
you worked for then.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be really cool.
Oh, you just gave me an idea, man. Like you said, dawn of the 4th day. Of course, Majora's Mask has all these side quests, right? And then you can see the fruit of what you've done. Like if you got Anju and Cafe together, or whatever. And if you miss on those side quests, that will change the 4th day. Like every time you go to a 4th day, if you do this certain side quest, it leads to a different type of ending, like a playable ending. Like Majora's Mask 3D could have different playable endings, like the best ending, a good ending, the worst ending, and or you could like explore the wasteland after the moon blows up the world. I don't know, something.
That'd be weird.
Also, I'm looking at a new article. Apparently, the Majora's Mask remake will somehow differ on the new Nintendo 3DS. You know, the new handle that's coming out?
Yeah, I saw that right before I got into this. I'm like,
Wait,
how is
really?
that going to work?
Wait, so, okay, you can still play on the original though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm just looking at this as some kind of marketing ploy that Nintendo wants to push on selling the new Nintendo 3DS handheld. And also, Grezzo is pretty much confirmed to be the developer of the remake. They have been known on the past 3DS game or the Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yeah, they did Ocarina of Time 3. Yeah, that's why it looks so nice too. Isn't Grezzo like a freaking like phone game company? Like that's what I thought they were made for. That's why Ocarina of Time reminds me of like like the graphics just remind me of like an iPhone game for some reason. Like ever since I knew that, I'm like that's what. But I love the graphics. I love how they kept it exactly the same to Ocarina of Time 3D. Like they didn't change it.
But
that's really cool.
That's one thing I don't like about the updates of Majora's Mask 3D and Ocarina of Time 3D. The one thing I don't like is that there is way too much lighting. Like in the final battle
I
for
agree
Ocarina,
with you completely.
In the final battle against Ganon in Ocarina of Time 3D, it was so lit. I can see everything, and I didn't want to see everything. In the original Ocarina of Time for N64, when you fight Ganon the last day, it was like shadowy, you know. It had that dark feel to it. It's like, oh my god, this
had a very big atmosphere.
Right. The atmosphere was so thick you can cut it with a knife. And Ocarina of Time took the 3D version, that took that away from me. And I saw that in Majora's Mask 3D, like that one scene where you see the happy mask salesman choking.
Oh yeah, you can see it so much better. Yeah,
you can see it clear, and I'm like,
a lot lighter.
Yeah, it's so much lighter. I'm like, okay.
It kind of does defeat the creepy atmosphere he gives you inside the clock tower. Yeah, I know, I agree, but I mean, I don't mind the lighting. It doesn't really defeat it that much. Your imagination can still like make it really creepy and stuff. So.
Yeah, true that. I wonder if any changes to Majora's Mask 3D, if it's gonna make the game any creepier, like maybe like a scarier side story.
Well, with the updated graphics, I'm sure it will, because like, plus like, I don't know. I feel like with how the characters are gonna move and stuff, they're gonna have more character to begin with, and you're gonna relate to them a lot more. Like really get into the side quests, because Majora's Mask has crazy side quests. Like when I explain it to a friend, like, what? That's a Nintendo game? I don't understand that. Like with people who don't know Majora's Mask, I'm like, yeah. So you save, let's say, like a ranch from being abducted by aliens that are trying to like take away the cows. Like what the frick? That's like something you wouldn't normally think of.
Especially when you think of the Nintendo game. And one thing they could add in the game that could make it a lot more creepier is that if they gave like how, you know, the sad Deku Tree dead thing in the beginning, maybe it'll go into that backstory of how that thing wound up there.
Well, you see it in the credits of Majora's Mask, the butler's son. You see him like crying.
Yeah, you
like,
see him crying, but I want to see like how did he get there? How did he get fucked up?
Oh,
like
you
that?
see Majora, like you see Majora, or not Majora, but the Skull Kid, like
you know, ripping his soul out, you know, or something.
That would be cool. That'd be a little too brutal, but like,
nah, nothing's too brutal for Majora's Mask, bro.
True, I guess.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Looking at the trailer, you can already see the updated, like you can see the updated movements and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they've updated stuff like that, because with I don't know if you see that with some of the comparison videos between the N64 and the 3DS trailer, you can see quite a lot big differences between little small things.
Yeah, like the character animation and stuff.
Yeah.
They're a lot more lively, which is really cool.
One thing I'm
They're just
really
more
looking
robotic.
at, I do agree with you, Zelda Girl, that they're updating a lot of the mechanics in the game, but I'm also wondering what they'll retain. Grezzo intentionally kept some of the glitches in Ocarina of Time 3DS to retain the same feel. What I'm wondering is whether or not they're going to do the same thing or apply the same mechanic in Majora's Mask remake. Like, for example, remember you could do the 4th-day glitch, you could like go towards any other thing, and you could do something similar with the Fierce Deity Mask. So I'm kind of wondering whether or not they'll implement that in the Majora's Mask remake to just retain some glitches, and so that's what I'm kind of wondering on that end.
I wouldn't complain if they decide to retain the glitches because I would love to exploit those, because that was one of the fun things about the Zelda games back in the day. And I wouldn't mind if they decided to, leave those glitches in to exploit because, I already explored the Ocarina of Time 3D glitch where I got like 999 Ghost Catulas. And, man, I don't care for those glitches. Wow, they leave them in, that's great.
Dude. I mean, one glitch I would be looking forward to is running around as Fierce Deity in the overworld. That was a pretty freaking awesome glitch.
Right.
So I hope they keep that in.
Yeah. So I guess that pretty much covers it for Majora's Mask 3D. Now let's move on to the big one, The Legend of Zelda Wii U. Who's excited for this game?
Pretty sure everybody here.
Who's
I'm
not
excited.
excited for it?
I know everyone's excited here, but I mean like. The reason why I asked that is because a lot of people like complained a little bit. Well, not a little bit. Let me rephrase that. They complained a lot due to its art style because, of course, they saw the Zelda tech demo for the Wii U where it showed like a Twilight Princess type graphics, and then when we finally got a glimpse at Zelda Wii U, it was something completely different. And they complained up the wazoo about that. And I'm like, man, these scrubs.
Yeah, I wasn't upset. Okay, Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game of all time. And the graphics, that's my favorite type of style too. I know they always change it within each game, but like seeing that small teaser trailer they showed at E3, it still looks good. Like I like the way Skyward Sword looks. It looks like an even more cartoonier version of Skyward Sword's like Link, and I don't mind that. Plus, we barely saw anything like within the game, so I don't know why people are complaining about looks because. Like, look at Wind Waker. Everyone hated that, and then when they actually got a chance to play it, they realized how good of a game it was. So, looks are the last thing you want to look at when it comes to a Zelda game.
Exactly. It's all about the gameplay, the puzzles, and, the story. And yeah. I like to put those in ahead of graphics, but I feel really, comforted that we are finally getting a true Zelda HD experience from, like, its own HD experience, because I'm like, oh yeah, Wind Waker HD, that was the HD Zelda. I'm like, I understand that, but I mean, that was kind of a remake, remaster type.
It was a
deal.
remake, and it wasn't like they kept the same character models. Like,
right.
Yeah, they hold up till today. They look good, but if you actually pay attention, it's not that good. But like, yeah, imagine completely new Zelda game,
exactly,
looking really nice. Yeah, like I literally just finished playing the Mario Kart DLC. And like looking at Link in that is just hyping me up for the new Zelda Wii U game because like Link looks so good on the Wii U. Like I just can't wait to actually play as him within that new game. Which is funny because a lot of people thought it was gonna be a her with the ponytail. But if you see, I believe the manga and stuff, like Link, he has a ponytail
under the hat. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
have quite long hair in some games.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know why everyone, used that as some sort of basis to think that he was a girl or whatever. But
everyone was ripping on me. Everyone's like, Link's a female. Like, you can't tell. I'm just like, Link's a dude. Link's always going to be a dude. They're not going to change that. But so many people thought they were going to change it because, Nintendo's going to change the whole concept. But I do hope they do something crazy. Like, keep Link as a dude. They already stated he's going to be a dude. But, like, how, like, in Twilight Princess, they made Link a werewolf. Like, that is completely different than any other Zelda game. I hope they do something crazy like that within the new one and like just add something bizarre that doesn't fit in other Zelda games. Well, like that's what I'm really excited for.
They did very recently in an interview with Eiji Aonuma, something crazy may be a reality because apparently he said that the Zelda Wii U game, it looks much better than it did in E3, so I'm like, okay, why'd you have to tell me that cock tease if you're not going to show me anything? And then he went on to say that combat against this new enemy that we saw in the teaser is going to be very different because you're going to have to fight and try to find a way to fight him while on your horseback and then like jump on him and keep the movement going or something. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to fight this thing really? And what we've
Thing
seen,
jumping on it makes me think of Shadow of the Colossus.
right? I have that.
Right.
I have a huge vibe from that. And of course, with the whole machinery, it looks very mechanical. And of course, the new arrow that Link has, it has like a very like lightsabery mechanical magic laser type deal going on. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
What does that remind you of, though?
One, it reminds me of BMOs. And I'm like, can this be BMO technology?
Is that it, though? Like, don't you see how it's so similar to the Lanero province in Skyward Sword? You know how, like, when you bring seconds back in time, you have really high, like, technology and, like, those robots.
The ancient robots, yeah.
So I saw the big monster, that's what I first thought of. It made me think of the little mini robots from Skyward Sword.
Right.
Yeah, so, like, it makes me wonder, like, what do you guys think for timeline-wise? Because I'm actually curious. Everyone I asked, they're just like, oh, I don't know, because no one really looks into it. But I personally think it's going to be maybe after Skyward Sword, like, just right after, before Minish Cap or something. I think that would be really cool, but, like, I don't know. What do you guys think, though?
Honestly, I'm banking on either two options. One is after the child timeline era, since there's like a brief gap, or the right after, somewhere in the child downfall timeline. Since IG Numa compared Zelda Wii U to the first Zelda game more than anything else. So that's kind of implying to me that it's getting a lot of.
Do you think they'd want to put another game in that timeline? Like,
exactly.
I know they put A Link Between Worlds because it links to A Link to the Past. I understand that, but I feel like I don't want to.
It has too many games.
They have too many games in there, and I feel like they're cramming them in. It's just that's the timeline of like I don't really want to think about it. I don't know where to put it. So you're gonna be thrown in where the hero loses. Like I don't understand that timeline.
Now
I would really like to see it take place like you said sometime after Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
What I think it could be is right after Skyward Sword and before Minish Cap, like you said, or somewhere on the child timeline. That's the two places I would like to see it be put.
Now, I've theorized before that it might be right after the child timeline, before the War of the Bound Chest. But one thing that makes me a little look the other way when it comes to that, I think it's going to be at the end of the child timeline, like at the most recent Zelda game, for a couple of reasons. One, that ancient, that mechanical menace, if you were to, compare them with ancient robots, it seems that it's very, 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 very ancient looking compared to what we've seen in the teaser. There was a lot of moss and rust on it or whatever. So I'm thinking that this thing was probably from the days of Skyward Sword, but for some reason it awakened and it's now, going crazy all over Hyrule. And of course, they did say that this Hyrule is going to be the most vast Hyrule ever. It's going to be the biggest Hyrule ever. And when you think about that, what do you think about that? Twilight Princess. And Twilight Princess had the biggest Hyrule hands down. So I want to say that it's going to be in the child timeline. And I personally believe that the child timeline is the only true timeline, the only real timeline in the Zelda series, while the other two timelines are kind of like what if timelines. Because of course we all want Link to defeat Ganon, and he does end up, going back to the past, and we follow his story because, it's about him, even though it's called The Legend of Zelda. So I'm either thinking right after Skyward Sword, like you guys are saying, or all the way at the end of the child timeline.
Yeah. So after Adventures or
after Adventures? Yeah. Wait, after all that, because think about this. They said, of course, in a couple of interviews before that we're going to be experiencing battles against a new nemesis. Now, at the end of Four Swords Adventures, Ganon was locked in the Four Sword. He can't reincarnate because he's not dead. He is sealed away in the Four Sword. So, if we're going to continue off the child timeline, that Ganon, I don't think he's going to be in the picture anymore unless, they find a way. It's like, oh yeah, he died and then he's reincarnated in Zelda Wii U. So, I think that's a good chance to reveal a new enemy for Zelda Wii U. Also, the Triforce of Power since the end of Twilight Princess has been looming in the wind. No one knows where it is. The Triforce of Courage stays with the Spirit of the Hero, and the Triforce of Wisdom stays within the house, the royal family of Hyrule. But the Triforce of Power has been looming in the wind since Ganondorf's death at the end of Twilight Princess. So this could be a good way of reuniting the Triforce, or getting back on the Triforce story, because in the past of the Zelda games, the Triforce kind of took a back seat to these, new, more personal stories, Skyward Sword, A Link Between Worlds, yada yada yada. So I would like to see the Triforce, become center stage once again, like it was in A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, in this new Zelda game, with them trying to find the Triforce of Power at the end of the child timeline.
Yeah.
So segueing into nerd discussion. We already talked about Zelda Wii U, Majora's Mask 3D, how about we talk about Smash a little bit? Smash Wii U.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh boy is right. Smash Wii U is coming out in a couple days for all regions, and we already got the deal of DLC with Mewtwo's, reveal. Now, of course, every other kind of franchise got new people. Mario got a new character. Mario got a couple new characters. Pokemon got a new character. Fire Emblem got 2 new characters. Where's the love for Zelda? I'm banking if they're going to continue this DLC stuff, I'm thinking that maybe a DLC character for the Zelda series in Smash Wii U. And I want, Wii U and 3DS. And I want to know what your guys' choices is for a DLC character, a potential DLC character for Smash Wii U.
I'm pretty sure we're all going to have the same one, which is maybe Young Link from back, but he can use masks. So he's not like another Toon Link. I think that would be really freaking awesome if they added that.
That would be cool, but unfortunately, Master Sakurai already confirmed that there's going to be no more transforming characters, and that basically screams transforming characters.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Girahim, but he's already in as a...
Yes! Girahim! Why? Why is he not a character? Why is he not a...
I'm glad he's in, but I would have loved to have him as a playable character.
I want him so badly to be a playable character in Smash.
See, I would have liked to see Midna, but then I played her in Hyrule Warriors, and I'm like, yeah, we don't need Midna in, like, in the game now. She'll just say I was like...
Personally, I was looking for Impa, because personally, Impa has pretty much been in almost every single Zelda game, and she has enough constants, like, for example, Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time, and I was pretty much looking forward to Impa. I'm still banking on a DLC character, but who really knows?
I'd like to see Impa as a playable character. I think she'd be quite fun.
I think Impa would be cool, but there's one problem in my book with Impa being in the game. It's because other than Toon Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf take from their Twilight Princess incarnations. And Impa was not in Twilight Princess. However, they can still make her like a Twilight Princess skewed costume like they did for Sheik, because Sheik was in Twilight Princess, but they looked at the Twilight Princess development material and found like, hey, Sheik was supposed to be in the game. Let's use this material to make Sheik in Smash Bros. So I mean, Impa could be in the game in that sense, but I'm still very, very iffy on Impa. I think there should be more villains, so I'm thinking maybe Vati.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I don't know how I feel about Vati. I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
He's not that cool of a villain, honestly. Like I don't.
I really like him. I don't know why. I just really have like a soft spot for Vati. He's not the best villain, but I like him.
All right, here's a cool thing. Like we can segue. We can close this off with like real casual talk. Who's your guys' favorite Zelda villain? Other than Ganondorf. Other than Ganon and Ganondorf.
Girahim is just.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Jamie. Girahim is my number one besides Ganondorf. Girahim is just so fucking fabulous.
Why Girahim? He's literally like the right-hand man of demise.
Yeah, but he's so cool, dude.
I like Girahim because he's a crazy character. He's just so.
What about
crazy?
Zant? Okay, Zant. I used to like Zant. But
then he took off his mask.
And then he took off his mask and made him crazy. He got the reverse Toby effect.
I like that.
When he took.
I like Zant. I'm like, oh, okay, he's a cool badass guy. And then he takes off his mask and you see his freaking 6-inch tongue, and I'm just like, this guy's even more badass. Like, he can he's like multiple personality. Like, I thought that was really cool. And the battle within Twilight Princess, like how he acts like a monkey. That's when I'm just like, he's hands down one of the coolest freaking villains.
Alright, let me explain to you why I love Girahim, okay? Or Girahim, or whatever. Girahim, not only does he fight like a badass, he fights with a rapier type sword, and he fights so refined, and he can summon.
And he shoots diamonds.
No, it's not diamonds, man. They're throwing knives, bro. All right, he just fires throwing knives. He can conjure enemies at an instant. He is great at magic, and not only that, his personality is so fun. Like 1 second he's all like courteous and yes, I'm above you, and he gets crazy and sadistic, and it's. God, Girahim just so fucking delicious, bro.
One thing I love about villains is when they can be kind of creepy, kind of scary, but also kind of fun. So you have that, you do like them, but you do...
Yeah, Girahim is fun. That is it. Girahim is fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
I would have to say Dark Link, and that's purely about symbolic reasons and mostly about Ocarina of Time. Since you do face Dark Link in the Water Temple and the whole theme of reflection upon yourself, so once you go to that mini-boss stage, and it's like the whole reflection pool type deal when you go into there, And then the whole concept of fighting yourself and fighting your own personal demons, and you're reflecting on whatever achievements you went to that point, really strike me as pretty cool when you face up against Dark Link. And I would like to see Dark Link more in the future. So,
all right, now
I'd love to see Dark Link come back.
Well, he wasn't. We saw a glimpse of him in Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
but that was more
Kinda.
representation. That was more
such a
representation.
tease,
Yeah,
that was such a tease.
I would like to see Dark Link come back in a way heavier capacity, like way heavier than he did in Four Swords Adventures.
Or Hyrule Warriors, that wasn't that cool either.
Yeah, but Hyrule Warriors isn't a Zelda game, bro. Oh, that.
Yeah,
Alright, what do we get? Oh, okay. So that's a cool way to. That's another cool thing to talk about. What do you guys think about Hyrule Warriors so far?
I love it.
it's good.
It's good,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I love the game. Yo,
If you want okay, you know how Mario has Mario Party, Mario Kart, like it's not all main Mario games. I think that's cool. They should do more of that with Zelda. Don't make Zelda Party, but like make other spin-offs off of Zelda games to where it's not always super serious puzzle.
Yeah, Luke,
crazy.
Luke, I think you should quiet down. Nintendo could be watching this and then come out with Legend of Zelda kart races next week or some shit like that.
Dude, I'll take it.
No, God.
Basically got Zelda kart races with the new Mario DLC.
Well, only Link though. I want to play as Zelda and everybody at Tingle. Imagine Tingle in a cart, like
that always rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, a Link in Mario Kart 8. I mean, that's cool, I guess.
What if it was Toon Link?
Yeah, exactly. It should have been Toon Link. It should
That's
have
what
been
everyone
Toon
says.
Link.
I like Adult Link. I prefer it. I think it's cool.
Nah, man, when he's sitting in that car and his legs are like bending out like Waluigi's, man. Nah.
I mean, he's been riding Epona this whole time. He needs a break. Let him ride a car. Like, I don't know. I think it's awesome.
One thing
It's
I really
cool
found
seeing
like
games.
interesting about that, like IG Numa really liked the kart design and not the motorcycle design on Link. So he was kind of implying that he would like to see more of it. I'm not sure if that necessarily contributes to more Mario Kart DLC in the future or another Zelda game of some type. So I found that interesting.
Yeah.
That's another cool thing to talk about too. What do you guys think about, everybody's been wanting this, well, a lot of people's been wanting it. What do you guys think about a Zelda game set in the future?
I don't know.
Like
how to-
what? Feel like the present? Like how
No,
technology is?
not the present. I'm talking about futuristic.
I don't
future-
know really how to feel about that.
If it's done well, then I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Final Fantasy games now, and they have it futuristic, and it works. It still feels like a fantasy type game. I don't know. Like, the thing is, it's Hyrule. It's a kingdom. It's supposed to be ancient. It's like it's not supposed to be modern or futuristic. I don't think it would work. Like Link hops in a car, and his freaking companion is a robot Navi that flies with him. Like, I don't know. That'd be really weird. Like, I don't know. I don't think that'd look. Me personally, I don't like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go with that either. I mean, like, it's supposed to have that rich adventure feel that only ancient medieval times can really relate. Because like I think Zelda's more adventurous than fantasy, honestly. And when people try to translate that, I'm like, it doesn't work out that great. Especially when everyone's like, I don't know what you guys think about this, but what do you guys think about like a steampunk type Zelda?
I would love it.
I love steampunk type games. I don't mind it at all, actually.
I think it'd be interesting. I quite like steampunk stuff, so I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
We're all on the same page.
Right. If they were to pull off right, then I think it'll be great. Like, it'll still have that, Victorian air to it, and, that's something Zelda may be able to pull off pretty well. And I've seen some pretty cool concept arts, but, we're just going to have to wait to the future. But
was it the concept after Twilight Princess? Is that the one that I saw one that looked really interesting that was also going to be like a steampunk. I think it was like where Colin from Twilight Princess becomes the new hero or something. That story sounds dumb, but like it looked really freaking cool. Yeah.
Dang, I would love to see that because a lot of people was actually, when they said, "Oh yeah, that Link in Zelda Wii U, that may not be Link," and it was like, "Could that be Colin? Could that be Colin grown up? Holy shit!" And I'm like, "Dude, yo, that would be badass." No lie.
It feels like he has another story because he's the one that Link likes the most out of the Ordon kids, and he's like the one that looks up to him and wants to be a hero, and like. He's the son of Russell as well, so like I don't know. I think it would work, and Russell was pretty much like Link's father figure within Twilight Princess. So
yeah, there's so many stories that can be told in the Zelda series, but Nintendo really doesn't like doing like direct sequels, and I'm like, yo, you should really, just give it a shot, please. And that's the one sequel that I want. That's the one direct sequel that I want. I want a Twilight Princess 2 more than anything.
You same.
And oh my god, Twilight
Personally,
Princess.
I'm really hoping that they'll expand about more of the culture about the Shiekah, like that hidden race in Zelda lore. And they barely even touch upon it. Like, they have some symbology to that, but they really don't say much.
Because they're doing their job. Because they're secret.
I would love to find out more about the Shiekah. They've always been one of the Shiekah and the Gerudo are like my two main favorite Zelda races, and I would love to find out more about the Shiekah and maybe a little bit more about the Gerudo.
Well, the Gerudo is just they're villains, and Ganon was originated from that. That's like, I don't know. The Gerudo is cool, but like I just feel like they add him just to be like some side type of like race. So I don't really care much about Gerudos, but yeah, the Shiekah would be really cool to like actually know more about, and like like I don't know, have like Impa, like because like Impa in Skyward Sword, she appears a lot, and she's also old, and she goes back in time or whatever, how that works. I thought that was really cool, how Impa was really important. I'm like, in Ocarina of Time, she didn't really have much to do besides teach you Zelda's Lullaby, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they have the Shiekah really be like a big part in other Zelda games, that'd be freaking awesome. Because like they can, and they also like they're part of Hyrule and everything. So why don't they? Like,
and in Skyward Sword, seeing Impa be there basically as a Shiekah shows you that they have been around for a long time.
For the longest.
Exactly.
This conversation is getting very, 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 very close to, talking about race wars and shit like that. And, like, it is. And, I was actually quizzing my friend the other day on Zelda knowledge because, like, every time I hang out with my friends, like, my Zelda knowledge, like, emanates to them, and I'm like, man, why do you do this? I'm like, whatever. So then, I'm asking him a question, I'm like, okay, what was the first Zelda war? And then he's like, this, that, okay, what was the Zelda war that happened in Ocarina of Time? And he's like, the race war? And I'm like, dang, you're not wrong. Because, like, I would love to see a story about the Hyrulean Civil War, and, and I just want Zelda to be deep and, not mature, not totally mature, but, have like deep implications, like, and that's one thing I want to see, the Hyrulean Civil War. The Zoras, the Gorons, the Gerudos, everyone just fighting to try and take control of Hyrule before the king unified the country again. But
one thing I love about Zelda games is the story for each one, and how you have the big main kind of plot about the good and the evil and stuff, and then in each game you have extra little stories and stuff. And you learn more about the world in each game. And that's what I love about Zelda games.
Yeah, it just gets you to wonder and like come up with your own theories from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's that whole indication of the mystery behind Zelda games, whether it is in exploration or the plot or anything like that. It really, really ties it together.
Yep.
Man, and that's how they get you people. So anyways, I think that's pretty much it. We've had a great time discussing everything about Zelda and stuff, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe to ZeldaMaster Luke, SuperZeldaGirl, and Macintyre Productions, and of course, subscribe to HMK if you get the chance. So let's sign off, people. I've been HMK.
I've been ZeldaMaster.
I've been SuperZeldaGirl.
And this is Macintyre Productions.
And until the next video, I'll check you guys later.